Which hero class is the best? Today, I have the only right answer for you. Most players love Rift Ripper, but today we're taking a look at a different class called Shadow Caller. And when you reach level 21, it is the most overpowered class in all of LEGO Fortnite Expeditions. Let's cover the basics before we get very advanced. Our first thing I want to talk about is your passive. This is going to be your energy stack, which can be gained every time that you do damage to an enemy. You can see that red bar in the bottom left is slowly growing as I do damage. The more damage you do, the faster that this will go up. So I definitely recommend charging it by using a hammer or a more powerful weapon. Your basic jump attack is going to do a load of damage when you reach level 21, but before that, what you'll notice is that when you jump into the air, you will be floating in the sky, raining down your command shadow. This is going to do a very large amount of damage, especially if you charge it as much as you can. Your second ability, Dark Flurry, not only recharges your energy in the bottom left, but it'll also do max damage to a bunch of enemies at the same time. Shadow Form is one of the best movement abilities in the game, as you could use this every 3 seconds and fly around the map. While you're inside of this, you cannot take damage, which makes it very overpowered when it comes to traveling away from any type of enemies. Similar to using Command Shadow, when you pop your ultimate ability, you're going to float in the air and be able to fire down onto opponents. This time, you're going to be using a much larger energy ball to destroy so many enemies at a much better rate. We're going to get a little bit more advanced here, so buckle up. When we take a look at my inventory, I have 3 of the same gadgets, and those are going to be the Tanker Strike gadget 2s because they increase the ability power by 15%. What this means is that if I have 3 of these on my gadgets area, I will increase any ability damage and power by 45%, which increases the damage by a lot. Not only that, but we also want to take a look at our weapon runes because that is more important than rarity. My green stone dual daggers give me an additional 90% ability damage, bringing my total up to 135% additional ability damage just because of the gadgets and the weapon that I'm using. Now let's talk about our skill tree. Every single ability that I went and increased has to do with damage with the exception of 1. But there's one particular upgrade that you need to make at level 21, and that can be found inside of Command Shadow inside of Phase 2. Once you reach level 21, you could start unlocking different type of upgrades inside of Phase 2, and for this one in particular, it actually increases your faster rate of fire, but gives you a smaller impact radius. I'll show you why that's so overpowered towards the later end of this video. For the rest of any of my upgrades, you can see that I'm skipping over shields and health to make sure that I'm putting even more damage on this build. Now we're going to speak about our more advanced attacks. Now reaching level 21 gives us an increased rate of fire when it comes to using Command Shadow, which is overpowered and broken as is. Where we get a little bit more advanced is before that ability ends, we're then going to switch over to Dark Flurry to regain all of that energy that we would have lost. What this allows us to do is to stay right inside of our Command Shadow and continue to rain down all of that ability. We could use that exact same strategy when it comes to your ultimate. It really comes down to which one you value more. When using your ultimate ability, what you want to do is try to focus on a middle enemy that can give you even more damage to everybody around them. Use Dark Flurry to regain all of the energy that was lost and then pop your ult a second time. This allows you to use your ult 2 times for the price of 1 without any weight on a cooldown. There's even a trick when it comes to using your Shadow Form, which is going to have you jump into the air first, press into your dive button, and then go into your shadow form. What this should do is speed up the flight overall so you can get to where you need to a little bit quicker. What this will help you do throughout your matches is get to the enemies or get to the objectives faster in order to complete missions even quicker. Getting missions done quicker will ultimately give you even more XP because you can roll into the next one a lot faster. Let's start off with our first tip or trick when it comes to playing inside of an actual gameplay mission. When you first get to any objective on the map, you want to start off with popping your ultimate. Now, you don't need energy to do this, as using your ult will give you a full stack of energy so that you can use this the entire time. Now, once you do this, although I didn't in the video, you definitely recommend popping that Dark Flurry, getting all of the energy back like I showed earlier, and making sure that you wipe as many of the enemies out as possible. Even though they don't give the largest amounts of XP, clearing waves is definitely ideal. Now, some of you may be watching and wondering why we're not using Command Shadow or jumping into the sky and using the fast rate of fire ability, and that's because when you're using that, it doesn't have a very large hit rate box, which means that when you're using it like this, you have to be very accurate, because if you don't dead on hit the player, it's going to miss the attack. So while it's still good to clear waves out, you more so want to save that for fighting any of the other enemies, such as the Spire or even the Titan. Now, on the bridge map, it's very easy to move around, so you could see me pop my Command Shadow into my shadow form and dodge, and find myself on the other side of the map where I can start rescuing the trapped citizens. Again, the movement on this is so insane that we're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this map, and I'm already beginning my second tasks, and I should be able to finish this one extremely quick as well. I'm more so avoiding the enemies when it comes to my abilities, focusing on the task at hand. That way I could get to whatever my final boss is going to be and take them out. Once again, when you're finished up with your submission, you're then going to run over and then cast that shadow form to go to your final objective. And once again, you could see that I could get across the map in a very short period of time while using that trick. When fighting the final boss, he has a much larger hitbox, which means that we can spam our Command Shadow as much as we want. Using that advanced technique that I showed you, which is when you run out, switching over to Dark Flurry, and then jumping right back into that, is going to allow you to double up on that ability. You could also see that my ultimate is on cooldown and will pop up here in just a second, which is going to allow me to run pretty much 3 of the most overpowered attacks on him at the same time. Now, even though I didn't have my daggers in my hand, I still was able to do enough damage to finish this fight very quickly. But make sure you don't make the mistake like I did. Definitely have your ability power weapon in your hand when using this fight. Now, I have to give a huge shout out to my guy Soda Can in my Discord server. Without them, this video wouldn't have been possible, as they were the ones that showed me all of the abilities and how to use them when playing Shadow Caller. He also gave me the ability damage daggers to use during today's video to show off really how powerful you could be while using this class. Using it is the most overpowered thing right now. While other classes may be a little bit more fun as far as movement or even healing your teammates, this class puts out by far the most damage and probably has the best movement in the entire game. I hope that you all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace. Help me reach 50,000 subscribers by pressing that sub button in the top right. And if you guys haven't already, check out that video in the top left. YouTube thinks that you'll like it a lot. Peace.